Hello and welcome to a new reading vlog. So today is Friday, it's 7:30 p.m. and I'm here to kickstart a weekend reading vlog. So this weekend I plan on finishing stuff that I've started either at the beginning of the week or just throughout the year, I guess. So let me tell you what I'm in the middle of and what I'm hoping to finish. So I have The Trials of Apollo book 4. So this is A Tyrant's Tomb by Rick Riordan. I'm currently on page 102. So I think I could finish that. This is middle grade. So I don't know if I'll get to it. It's not a top priority for this weekend, but it would be nice to finish it. I also started last night People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I'm only on page, I thought I was on page 12. I'm actually on page 24. I'm really looking forward to that. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, but I only read the first chapter and the prologue, so I'm not super far into it, but I think if I had to choose, I would probably prioritize this one just because I am so excited for it, and I feel like this could be a quick read, so we'll see if I get to that. But the one that I'm going to be reading tonight is a new book that I just got in the mail. I've been anxiously waiting for this copy to get in, and let me just open it and we'll talk about it. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Oh my! It is Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. And oh my god, you guys, like I said, I've been anxiously waiting for this copy to get in the mail. Look at this. It's so cute. I love it. But this is a graphic novel. This is a 4th volume in the Heartstopper series. But the reason why I've been anxiously waiting for it is because I pre-ordered it and my copy took 2 weeks to get in the mail. I got it today and the book came out 2 weeks ago, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. Everyone's been raving about this and how this is their favorite volume and everything, so I'm really looking forward to it. So this is the one that we're going to be reading tonight, and I think I could finish it all because it's a graphic novel. I'm excited to read it, and also it's going to be great for my Goodreads challenge, so let's do this.
Just think about it right now. Everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually all right. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. If you have something that's going on in your life right now that's...
Alright, so the lighting isn't ideal here, but this is all I have for now, so it's gonna have to do. So hey guys, good morning, happy Saturday. So yesterday I finished reading Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman, and this was everything. I don't know if I would go as far as saying that this is my favorite volume in the series, but it was incredible. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. I laughed, I cried, I loved it. It was so good, and I guess I should have expected it because it's Alice Oseman and it's the Heartstopper series, but every volume gets better, and I loved how this one focuses on mental health. It's kind of one of the core themes that are explored throughout the book, and I loved how we saw it not only from the perspective of someone who is struggling with mental health issues, but also from the perspective of someone who wants to help out but doesn't really know what to do. And I loved what Alice Oseman did with this volume. I can totally see why people love it so much because it was incredible and I loved it. And wow, I'm so happy that I read it. I'm so glad that the series exists, and I'm really sad that the next volume is going to be the last one. But I mean, I love these boys. I love the characters in the series. It's amazing. Anyway, if you haven't read a Heartstopper series, I would totally recommend it. It's so good. So after that, I read a little bit of People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, and so far I'm on page 58, so I didn't read that much after that, but the story is shaping up towards what I was pitched. Basically, we're building up the story, and I'm really looking forward to the part where the two main characters will finally reunite, because so far they've started contacting each other again. Poppy, the protagonist that we're following, texted Alex, the ex-best friend, and I'm excited to see them coming together again, because just the interaction that they had via text was just amazing. I loved it. I also loved seeing Puppy struggle with reaching out to Alex again, because it was kind of so relatable. I just loved seeing the struggle of what do I say? I just found that very funny and very relatable and a very real moment, and I enjoyed that part of it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what is going to come next. I also like the flashbacks aspect. Basically, every couple chapters we're getting a flashback from past trips that they've taken, and I'm really curious to see what made them fall apart. We don't really know what happened. There's been a lot of allusions to it, but there haven't been any descriptions of what happened, so we know something happened and they lost touch, but we don't know what caused that. And I'm really curious, and I have a feeling that we won't know until like probably middle to end of the book. But I love the flashback, like seeing them grow in their relationship, like seeing their relationship evolve into much more than it started as. I love that aspect of it. So it is Sunday, it's about 2 p.m. and I have a reading update for you. I finished reading People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Now I'm kind of conflicted because while I loved the writing, I thought it was immaculate and the author did an incredible job at creating real characters. It's the same thing with Beach Read. I just felt like the characters were so real. Kind of what I said about Permanent Record in the last vlog. I felt like they were three-dimensional and I loved that about them. I also loved just seeing their relationship and just like Alex and Poppy and themselves, the two main characters, I just fell in love with. Like I loved the two of them so much and I was rooting for them. However, I had one issue with the book, and that is the flashbacks. At first I really liked them because I just thought they were a great way of showcasing different moments in Poppy's and Alex's relationship. However, at one point, I think I was 200 pages in and I realized that I hadn't really spent much time with present timeline Poppy and Alex. And one of the things that I picked this book up for is because I wanted to see them work at their relationship. Like I wanted to see them work through their issues and try to find a resemblance of maybe what they had before, or maybe go somewhere else entirely with their relationship. But I wanted to see them work at it. And we didn't really get to see much of that because the flashbacks took so much space in the book. Like honestly, every other chapter is a flashback, but I love them, don't get me wrong. But because of that, I feel like the present timeline kind of struggled a bit. Like the pacing felt off because we never really got to see anything. Like we're promised a trip at the beginning of this book, and like while we do see them on this trip, nothing really happens. Like I said, I was 200 pages in and I was like, well, nothing has really happened so far. Yes, we see some awkward moments between them, but we don't really get to see anything real, and that bugged me. And when we finally get to the point where they are working through their issues, it's all told and not shown, which I found to be kind of odd because the author has done such an incredible job, like for the rest of the book, at showing us their relationship rather than telling us what it's like. And for the part where they are working at things, it's all like, oh, let's send them to therapy and they can work their issues there. Like there's a whole part of the book that's about Poppy figuring out what she wants, and we don't really get to see her like process through that. I feel like we never really got to see that. We were told at the end, oh, I did a little bit of like reflecting and now I know what I want, but we never really get to see that on page. Like it's all told, it's not shown, and that bugged me. Like I really wanted to love this as much as I did Beach Read, but it's not exactly what I wanted. And maybe it's because I had super high expectations diving into it. Like yes, it was one of my most anticipated releases of the year, but also everyone I follow has been giving this like a 5 out of 5 star, or like maybe a 4.5, but everyone loved it. And so I dove into this with really high expectations, and maybe that's where I kind of, in French we would say se tirer dans le pied, meaning like I guess shoot my own foot. That doesn't make sense, but yeah, that's kind of where I think I maybe made a mistake because I just didn't really get what I wanted out of this. So as I said, today is Sunday. It's about 2 p.m. I don't know exactly. I know it's kind of late in the afternoon. To be honest, I wanted to vlog more throughout today and even yesterday. We'll talk about that in a sec. But I'm not feeling super well today. Like I woke up feeling kind of stuffed like in this area and my throat hurts. I don't know if it's a cold or if it's just my allergies. Like that's been on and off throughout the week for me, and like usually spring is kind of bad for my allergies, so maybe that's just that, but I'm not feeling well. And I kind of just want to crash in front of Netflix and continue my rewatch of Schitt's Creek, and I know I cannot do that, especially if today I want to be productive and use that time to work towards some of my goals, because yes, we're still in the middle of Do-The-Thing-A-Thon, and so I need to continue. Well, we're nearing the end, but I still want to continue working at things. One of the things that I wanted to show you guys is that I found this book, The Adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. But this is illustrated by Mina Lima, who did the Harry Potter films. Like, they worked on all of the paper aspect, if I remember right, like all of the letters and stuff. They worked on all of that in the Harry Potter films. But these editions, they retail at like $40 each, so I always want to wait a little bit before getting them. Like, I want to get the whole collection, but I'm always a little bit hesitant splurging on them because they're super expensive. But yesterday we went to Winners with my mom, and in the Home Sense section they had like books, and they had so many classics, including this one, and it was only $25. When I saw it, I knew I had to get it, and I looked, and the other edition that they had was not the other edition, but the other book in this collection that they had was the Jungle Book, but I already have that one. Otherwise I probably would have gotten like whatever else they had. But they had so many like beautiful editions of classics, including like the Seasons, I think, edition of Persuasion by Jane Austen. But since I already had a copy of that, I didn't want to buy another edition, especially since Persuasion is not one of my favorite Jane Austen books. Like I said, it's the last day of Do-The-Thing-A-Thon, so I think I want to work on reorganizing my bookshelf. I know it's not one of my goals, but I have acquired a lot of like new acquisitions, new books, and so I kind of want to find places for them on my shelves, which they're getting a bit messy as well, so I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning up. What else? Oh, I wanted to work on some YouTube stuff as well. I don't know for how long, but we'll try to work a little bit at it. I really want to watch Schitt's Creek though, so I'm really going to try to keep that for after dinner maybe, like, and have a chill, cozy night in. I might get more reading done today, but I don't think I'll be finishing anything else. Okay, so I have a video exporting. Sorry if my computer is very loud. It's very old, and making videos on it is kind of a struggle, but we're making it work. I have also made piles of books with where I want to put them on my shelves, basically. So the pile that's over there goes into that bookcase. All of this stuff that's here goes into the bookcase, well, the shelf that I have in the living room space area. And all of these are books that I would like to fit on here. Now I'm also thinking I could maybe utilize this little space more and kind of use that for like contemporary books, especially YA, because as you can tell, I could like double stack. I'm sorry, it's very dark. I just realized that. But I could double stack. And so maybe I'll try to reorganize the space a bit. And I also have an episode of Schitt's Creek in the background while I do all of this, because it's kind of my little treat for being productive today.